Hi, we're back again with In Lies the Truth.
We haven't been anywhere.
We didn't disappear for
Okay.
too long.
Okay,
No,
but
we're not
anyway,
back
as
again.
we say, what are you doing? Who are you? Who's with us today? Can you pronounce his name?
Guillaume?
Wrong. Guillaume de Vaudrey from France
That's
is with
close.
us. Paris.
That's close.
This is what happens when you don't travel very much. And then you got to
Guillaume
deal with
de
that on this
Vaudrey.
side. How is it?
Guillaume de Vaudrey.
And one thing I want to tell everybody about Guillaume de Vaudrey is, and this is hilarious because we've traveled not on vacation, Terrence.
No.
It was press trips. And one time we were in Nantucket, and everybody in Nantucket thinks that they're like celebrities and they're, counts and countesses and earls and whatever the hell. And so then he actually is a baron. And so what? I'm just going to tell
Is it
people.
the topic?
Yes, it is the topic.
Is Nantucket up in East
It's up,
Coast?
yeah, it's by where you,
Okay,
your
I
neck
thought
of the
we were
woods.
talking Nantucket overseas. Or
Nantucket, the Massachusetts. Anyway, so, he swirls in with his, look at him. And so, and he's like, well, okay. And this woman's like, well, I am like a countess or whatever. And he goes, well, how do you spell your D-E? Because if it's a small D-E, it means Guillaume from Vaudrey. But if you don't know what you're talking about, you use the big D and then you completely mess it up. And then he's like, oh, whatever. So that's just my story. So how do you say his name?
Guillaume de Vaudrey. I don't know.
And he's supposed to be from the East Coast. We're
Guillaume. That's well.
Yeah.
Guillaume.
Guillaume
Do I seem so exotic?
Vaudrey.
Right. All right, we got it.
Guillaume de Vaudrey.
And, okay.
And so,
So on this show, we...
yeah, kiss my ring.
Yeah, but this is not the right one.
Well,
Do you want to kiss his ring?
Nope.
All right. We're happy to have him today because he's here. You've been traveling around a little bit, and it's come to my attention that no matter what country you're from, you don't agree with me about anything. Because these two, I've been fighting with them for the last 24 hours about my ideas about the universe, because I think that I have an amazing life, and I think you guys do too. Actually, you both do. But I feel like the universe is always giving me the things that I ask for. The thing is that you can, like, whatever you say to the universe is going to give you back. If you say I have, I don't even want to say anything negative because the universe hears it as neutral. So if you say I'm a millionaire and you really do something to try to make that happen, or you just sort of follow the leads, then you're going to be a millionaire. But if you always walk around like the glass is half empty and life is horrible, then that's exactly what the universe will give you, because that's what the universe thinks. It's like doesn't care. And so you're always making fun of me. You're always making fun of me, and I don't even know why. And I think that probably a lot of people would be, even though if like I don't know. It's horrifying. Like, so what's the deal? Both guys can speak at any time.
well, I consider you better be proactive in life,
Right.
and you get what you work on. Like, you have to make efforts, and then you collect the consequences, the result of your own effort. I believe there is a superior being helping you, but this superior being is not bringing everything, just because you ask for it. It will be much too easy. So I don't agree with Rita, and I think that you get what you put your energy on.
True. Positive affirmations.
But it's the same thing as the universe hearing you putting these things out there, Terrence.
Not exactly.
No.
I don't understand how you guys can disagree with me. I don't understand how anybody can disagree with me. I'm right all the time and perfect.
Well, I think if you think things positively and you move in that direction, things happen good for you. As long as you're honest and thinking positively.
I think the guys are more rational and the females are more intuitive. So you are thinking like in a dream world. I want this to happen, and it will happen.
It does,
but,
though.
Not always.
Sometimes it's like the universe plays jokes on me. Like I'll ask for, something, and it'll send me something that's just a little bit off. But it's almost like it's just like, well, you forgot to ask for the full thing. Like one time I asked for a boyfriend, and I put it under my pillow, and this guy came along, and he was everything I'd asked for, except for I forgot to put his height. So he was my height, and I don't like guys that are my height. I want guys that are taller.
Yeah, you got to have the right information.
So it's like the universe got confused.
This is the eternal prince syndrome.
Oh, that's what I was going to say,
like,
prince and
Cinderella
princesses.
and so on. Like, I'm dreaming of a charming prince that will come and take me to the moon. You can wait for this prince for a long time, you know.
Speaking of the moon, do you guys know that we didn't really go to the moon, and NASA has actually said that? Are you guys aware?
We totally flipped subjects, but all right.
Well, that's what we're doing here, because in lies the truth. I mean, there was actually a guy, and I can't say if we've gone to the moon or not because I didn't go. They didn't invite me to go, and I did not go.
But they took pictures.
Yeah, but you can take pictures on a soundstage. And there's a man who died that said that he was part of that, and on his deathbed, he wanted to tell his son about this. And there was this ridiculous picture the other day that I saw where supposedly somebody was getting into a spacecraft or something, and the door was flimsy like your hat. And it's like, this is keeping you from like the space, this little flimsy piece of paper that they're shutting and making. It's like they're not even doing good productions anymore. Space productions.
Well, I think we always need a new frontier, and whether it's true or not, you have to believe in it, and it's giving you some goals for the society in the world. So I think whatever happened, it brought enough dream for every citizen to give a sense to life.
Well, that's one way of not saying we did or didn't, but
What do you think, Terrence?
I think we went there. I know that we didn't have much technology back then. It's hard to believe that they did it.
So like that phone like we used when we were in 10th grade, or maybe even earlier, that was the one that Neil Armstrong called the president and said, "Hey, I'm up here on the moon." We
That's
can't
right.
even get AT&T to get us a connection when we're in Louisiana. How did they get a phone call on a big old green phone? Whatever. It wasn't satellite. We have a smart aleck in the audience that thinks that he knows that he doesn't. Do you really? I want people to argue with me about this because, guys, come on. Why can't we use a satellite now for our cell phones?
They're overloaded.
With what?
Phone calls.
But we're supposed to have better technology now.
Well, we do, but they're overloaded. Billions of calls.
Has France been to the moon?
No, we took part, but not in the front scene.
Are you guys at the International Space Station that doesn't really exist either, that's probably under the ground
We
somewhere?
have a representative for sure.
And do you think they're there?
Well, it's a good way to have American and Russian communicate together at this stage.
One of the only things.
Well, have you guys seen the pictures where they were like supposedly in zero gravity and everybody's floating up, and then they accidentally didn't float properly and the apple fell? Did you guys
No.
see that?
No, I didn't.
Did anybody out there see that?
Fake news.
No, that's what the problem is all the fake news. Do you know who owns the media in our country? Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street. They are offering so much misinformation to the American people, and it's like, I know a lot of people don't pay attention, but when you do start paying attention, it's horrifying.
Well, we all know the Earth is flat.
Well, that's something I have to disagree with on that, but we can look into that. But there is supposed to be, some people think there's an ice wall. Do you think the
Is the
Earth
Earth
is flat?
No.
No, I don't either.
But how do you guys know? Have you been outside of off this planet to look down and see a ball? Have you?
No.
So then how do you know?
You just have to believe.
Yeah.
Well, I actually do agree with you guys on that. I mean, I
Okay.
know that that's horrifying.
Wow,
to believe.
something we agree on.
But I do think that there's stuff going on in Antarctica that we don't know for sure, because your Colonel Byrd, or what was his name, Charles Byrd or whatever, the one that you have the medal for,
Yeah.
he went to Antarctica. Oh, we got to wrap up. We'll be back in a second right after this commercial break. Cheers.